From animal invasion
They've come to watch me tee off.
to fans being thrown into the water. These are the 20 wildest moments in golf history. And starting at number 20, we have this wild rock miracle as Darren Clarke had Lady Luck on his side in the form of rocks around a water hazard. This was his second shot on the par 5 18th hole during the 2005 Smurfit European Open. And his approach shot ran a bit far, heading straight toward the dreaded water, but miraculously the ball played hop, skip, and jump over the rocks. Unbelievable. But while hitting the rocks is rarely the aim of golfers, that wasn't the only time they helped, because at number 19, Jeremy Ord was playing his 18th appearance at the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship when his tee shot veered far off to the left.
18th appearance in the Alfred Dunhill Links. Businessman, executive chairman of Dimension Data, you may well have heard of. And he plays that off the path onto the cliff. It's not going to go in. It's not going to go in.
It hit the cart path, sending it flying into a cliff, but the ball bounced off, back onto the cart path, and then somehow onto the green, missing the cup by inches, leaving him with an easy putt to finish off in style. Some extraordinary luck there, but at number 18, the luck seems to have run out, because Richard Finch did not have such a great experience with the water. The story takes place during the Irish Open, but Finch certainly did not have the luck of the Irish, as his third shot was on the fringe of the water hazard.
Goodness me, it doesn't look all that attractive, does it? Oh, he's in the water.
He played a remarkably great shot from a tricky lie, but he paid the price for it, falling straight into the water. But the upside is that his ball was safely on the green, so I'm sure it was worth getting a tad wet in the process. Great commitment. And speaking of commitment, this next clip takes this to a whole new level. That last one was a bit embarrassing, but other golfers show a bit more grace around the water as Joel Sjöholm hit his ball onto a small dam in the last round of the Hero Open, and rather than taking a penalty stroke, Joel bravely pulled himself to the island on a boat. Even his caddy was nervous when trying to pass him the clubs.
Sjöholm, who else could it be?
It's careful.
Swimming in the boat.
Okay. Oh.
Hey. Oh! Oh, anything could happen here. I was going to say, has he got an oar?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
He's going to pull on the string. To 17 in the island, and Sjöholm is having to move the signs himself.
I presume this is his third shot. Oh, there she comes like a bullet. Stay there. That's okay.
He went on to score a bogey, but it could have been a lot worse were it not for his island adventure. But it isn't just the water you have to watch out for on some courses, because there are other threats that might crop up, like number 16. The TPC Sawgrass is home to the infamous 17th island hole, and it is probably one of the most recognizable holes in the game, and most certainly one of the most intimidating ones, as it's essentially an island surrounded by water except for a narrow strip. But as challenging as this is for even the best payers, Brad Fable had it so much worse because he hit a birdie, but not the good kind. Brad played an excellent shot safely onto the green when, out of nowhere, a curious seagull appeared. After nudging the ball around for a while, the seagull swiftly picked Fable's ball up with his beak and flew back over the water Brad had just conquered. But to the bird's disappointment, the ball fell into the water, and fortunately for Brad, the rules were on his side, as the bird is considered an outside influence, so he was allowed to place the ball back in its original position without a penalty stroke. But it just gets wilder from there. Lining up for her tee shot, this poor lady was approached by a large number of kangaroos, and that audience is bound to add a bit of pressure to the shot.
How's this for golf today? They've all decided to settle in the middle of the fairway.
They've come to watch me tee off. I wouldn't stand there.
But somehow, at number 14, the animal encounters get even scarier because of what was lurking in the water. Back in April 2024, during the first round of the Zurich Classic, Paul Barjan and Sam Stevens were at the 17th, and what is normally a relatively easy par 3 posed an additional challenge because as Sam prepared for his tee shot, an alligator suddenly appeared. And not a small one either. This beast was a good 10 feet long and just casually strolled toward the tee box.
Oh, we have some company here at the 17 tee here, Susie.
Yeah, they're just gonna let him just pick his way. What's up, guys?
He's taking his time too.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near that thing.
Playing through.
Neither are they.
This led to a 7-minute delay while officials bravely chased the toothy creature back into the water. Now, we have seen some dangerous water, but this one was just unexpected.
Go, Joe. Play it, Joe.
And from a minor water irritation to a complete meltdown. This next clip is an absolute tragedy. John Daly is an entertaining and unconventional golfer, but this scene is horrific, as he has the tragic honor of tying for the highest score on a single hole in professional golf, and the disaster happened back in 1998 at the Bay Hill Invitational. The par 5 6th hole had a large body of water in front of the green. His first tee shot found the water. Undeterred, John then teed up again, only for the same thing to happen, and sadly, the nightmare did not end there. He continued to hit into the water over and over, resulting in a staggering 18 as he just couldn't catch a lucky break. And things only get crazier from here, because at number 10, I can't decide if this was luck, skill, or a bit of both. Bernard Langer struck his second shot at the Benson & Hedges International Open, and after some confusion, it was discovered that the ball came to rest in the tree, so he eagerly climbed the tree. But despite his extremely difficult lie, he successfully chipped onto the green in what has to be one of the wildest shots ever. And while trees are often a hindrance to golfers, sometimes they are game changers, as you will see in this unbelievable stroke of luck at number 9. Because on the par 3/15th hole at the 2002 Dunhill Championship, the ball went slightly left of the green, stuck a branch, bounced back onto the green, and swiftly rolled into the cup. And for his efforts, and largely thanks to the help of Mother Nature, this ace won James Kingston an Audi TT. The hole-in-one sponsor on the hole, meaning that obstruction had a happy ending. But this next clip is the complete opposite. It is another horror story, because Louis Oosthuizen struck a mammoth drive on the par 5 first hole at the Ballantine Championship. The ball went a bit off course and bounced onto the cart path, and this was the start of a long and painful journey for the ball.
First, obviously, the short of the second shot.
Well, he's certainly not gone left, he's gone right, and he's on the cart path.
Well, I tell you, this could go down, and then it does a U-turn, and it could really be in big trouble.
Oh, now it's picking up speed, and this is now it's bad news.
It eventually came to rest before things became so much worse for Louis.
Well, right now he's very close to the hole, but
No, it stops there. He really has been very lucky. Oh! Well, that's about a 500-yard drive, I think, isn't it?
But the professional that he is, he completed the hole with grace. And here we go again with a totally wild stroke of luck, but this time it was one that paid off handsomely. Because Leif Olsen was playing the 15th hole at Glen Abbey, a simple par 3, and his ball landed slightly past the cup, but in a bizarre twist, it rolled backward, bumping into his partner's ball, and astonishingly, Olsen's ball went in for a hole 1.
2 of them yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's the way to do it. Oh, hold on. Oh.
And that's hard to do.
With an assist. That's billions.
And this unexpected fluke meant that Leif won a BMW Roadster. A nice little gift, but from happy to sad. Number 6 is a clip where we see things take a turn for the worse, as S.H. Kim played a decent third shot directly at the flag, and while it might have run a bit far, what happened was unexpected and a tragedy for Kim.
Third shot, up at the fairway,
Kim. Oh, hello. Dang, what a terrible break. Oh, really? Oh, no. Give me a... Stop. You got to be kidding me. Stop. Unbelievable. Oh. Oh, my God. What?
I mean,
The ball struck the flagpole and bounced back only to land up rolling all the way down the hill towards the bunker he had just avoided making for one of the unluckiest shots in the sport's history. But speaking of landing in the hazards unexpectedly, here is what happens when you let wild men into the game of golf. Now, the American Express is a serious tournament and forms part of the PGA, but that does not mean there is no time for a bit of fun, because Bill Goldberg, a well-known pro wrestler, had a bit of fun with this irritating fan. After the pesky chap was having a playful jostle with Goldberg, the big sportsman simply picked him up and threw him directly into the water.
But he's about to get wet. It's a good thing Bill's that strong. Need a little airtime on that guy.
But now we're moving into the 5 wildest moments in golf history, and if you think they can't get any wilder, think again, because in number 5, we see that it is not just the players that need to watch out for the bunkers, but fans too, especially those who have had one too many, as this drunken lout made a spectacle of himself on international TV at the 2019 PGA Championship.
But in a clumsy misstep, he lost his balance and toppled straight into a greenside bunker. Laughter rippled through the crowd as the fan tried to climb out.
And while that was a bit of fun, the following crazy scene in spot number 4 is not fun at all. You see, Sergio Garcia proudly took home first place in the 2017 Masters tournament, a prestigious achievement, but you would not think that if you watched him the following year, because in the first round of the 2018 Masters, the reigning champ had a complete meltdown on the 15th hole, a par 5 known as Firethorn. Many of his shots were spot on target, but he continued to overshoot, landing in the water. He went on to complete the hole at the truly bizarre score of 13, and believe it or not, this crazy score has a name: an octuple bogey.
Brad, not everybody putts as well as you do. Sergio, his 4th after hitting it in the water, and is this going to stay there? It will not. A friendly welcome that's guaranteed. At this point, everyone holding their breath and hoping. And he's walking now. Content that this will stay.
Out of the 16th, Garcia for birdie. Oh, well done.
With this disaster performance, he failed to make the cut, meaning after winning the previous year this time, he was out. But this next shot is right on the mark. Literally. Will Zalatoris was playing his 4th shot on the par 5 chips onto the green, and the ball narrowly missed the pin, but rolled past only to land directly on top of the marker.
19.
Oh, caught an edge of it, Zalatoris. And that's on the marker. I believe that stayed up there. Matt Fitzpatrick.
But next up, we have a little guy showing more skill than most pro golfers. Because even some of the best golfers have had disasters in the sand traps, this little guy makes it look like child's play. We all wish we could do that, but now finally, we promised to save the best for last, and you can't say we did not deliver. This incredible shot has to easily be the wildest golf shot of all time. I am sure this is not the shot that Jon Rahm had in mind. And if you think these were some wild clips, subscribe.